Becoming a millionaire might sound like a complicated goal, but what if I told you it doesn't have to be? You don't need to be a stock market expert, spend hours analyzing companies, or take big risks. In fact, you can build a 1 million portfolio by doing something incredibly simple, investing consistently in the S&P 500 index. So what is the S&P 500? The S&P 500 is a collection of 500 of the biggest and most successful companies in the US, like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Over time, this index has delivered an average return of about 10% per year, making it one of the best ways to grow your money. In this video, I'll walk you through how you can turn small regular investments into a 1 million portfolio. No complicated strategies, just a proven straightforward way to build real wealth. Let's start by understanding why the S&P 500 is such a great investment. The S&P 500 isn't just another stock market index, it's like an automatic wealth building machine. Historically, it has averaged around 10% per year, which means your money keeps growing over time without you needing to lift a finger. Since 1924 to present day, 2025, the stock market has given a return of 10.75% return. That's more than 100 years of historical data. Here's what that looks like in real life. If you had put 100,000 into the S&P 500 for 30 years and simply left it alone, it would be worth around $1,744,940.23 today without you ever adding another dime. If you had put in 100,000 into the S&P 500 and then added 2,000 a month and left it alone for 30 years, it will be $5,692,796.77. The interesting part is that your contribution is only 820,000, while the free money is more than 4.8 million. That is the power of compounding interest. Most professional fund managers can't consistently beat the S&P 500, which means you're actually better off keeping it simple. Now, here's the best part. The S&P 500 is self-cleaning. If a company starts struggling, it gets replaced by a stronger one. This means you're always invested in some of the best businesses in the country without needing to pick and choose stocks yourself. By investing in the S&P 500, you're basically betting on the long-term success of the US economy, and history shows that bet has paid off big time. All right, let's get straight to it. How much money do you actually need to invest to hit that magic 1 million mark with just the S&P 500? The answer depends on two key things: time and consistency. Scenario 1, the one-time investment approach. If you had a lump sum to invest, how much would it take? Assuming the S&P 500 delivers its historical average return of 10% per year, here's how much you'll need upfront. 10,000 grows to a million in about 48 years. 50,000 grows to 1 million in about 32 years. And 100,000 grows to a million in about 25 years. So if you're younger and can let your money sit for decades, even a small investment can turn into serious wealth. But let's be real, most of us don't have a huge lump sum lying around. That's where monthly investing comes in. Scenario 2, the monthly investment strategy. Instead of investing everything at once, what if you simply put away a set amount each month? Here's how long it would take to hit a million. 200 per month. You'll be a million in about 40 years. 500 per month, 1 million in about 30 years. 1,000 per month, 1 million in about 24 years. And 2,000 per month, a million in about 18 years. Let's view it in another way. If Simon, who is 25 years old, puts away 200 per month into the S&P 500, he will have a million by the time he reaches 65 years old. If Wendy, who is 35 years old, puts away 500 per month into the S&P 500, she would have a million by the time she reaches 65 years old. If Alex, who is 41 years old, puts away 1,000 per month into the S&P 500, he would have a million by the time he reaches 65 years old. If Rebecca, who is 47 years old, puts away 2,000 per month into the S&P 500, she would have a million by the time she retires at 65 years old. The key takeaway: the more you invest and the earlier you start, the faster you'll reach a million. Even if you start late, consistent investing can still get you there. The importance of consistency and patience. Now, here's the thing. Investing in the S&P 500 isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about playing the long game and letting compounding do its thing. Market crashes happen, they do, but don't panic. Over the years, the S&P 500 has seen crashes, recessions, and bear markets. It's dropped 50% or more multiple times, think 2008 and 2000, and smaller 10 to 20% dips happen almost every year. But guess what? It has always bounced back. If you panic and sell when the market drops, you lock in your losses and miss out on the recovery. Instead, the best investors keep buying more when prices are down. Think of it as a stock market sale where everything is cheaper. The cost of missing the best days. A lot of people try to time the market, thinking they can buy low and sell high. But studies show that missing just the 10 best days in the stock market can cut your returns in half, and missing the 10 best 30 days would have reduced your returns by an astonishing 83%. And the crazy part, those best days usually happen right after a crash when most people are too scared to invest. That's why the simplest and most effective strategy is to invest consistently, whether the market is up, down, or sideways. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it helps smooth out the ups and downs while keeping you invested for the long run. Patience does pays off big time. Remember, Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire overnight. He built his fortune by staying in the market for decades. The same goes for you. If you stick with the S&P 500, stay patient and keep investing no matter what, your 1 million portfolio is just a matter of time. All right, so you're convinced that the S&P 500 is your ticket to $1 million portfolio, but how exactly do you invest in it? The good news, it's incredibly simple. You don't need to pick stocks, analyze balance sheets, or stress over which companies will be the next big thing. Just put your money into an S&P 500 index fund or ETF and let it do the work for you. Now here are some of the best S&P 500 funds to invest in. There are plenty of great funds out there, but here is what I recommend. The Vanguard 500 Index Fund, ticker symbol VFIAX, is a low-cost mutual fund tracking the S&P 500. Next, you have the Fidelity 500 Index Fund, ticker symbol FXAIX, is another solid option with low fees. Next, you have the Spiders S&P 500 ETF, ticker symbol SPY. This is one of the most popular ETFs and is great for flexibility. Next, we have the iShares Core S&P 500 ETF, ticker symbol IVV. It's a strong long-term ETF of choice. And then you have the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, ticker symbol VOO, which is a low-cost alternative to SPY with solid performance. Any of this will get the job done. The key is to stick with one and keep adding money consistently. You'll want to invest in a way that minimizes taxes and maximizes your returns. First, use tax advantage accounts like the 401k or IRA if you're saving for retirement. These accounts offer tax benefits that help your money grow faster. Use a brokerage account for more flexibility. You'll pay taxes on gains and dividends, but there are no withdrawal restrictions. Always remember to reinvest your dividends when the S&P 500 companies pay dividends. Putting the money back into your investment helps your portfolio grow even faster. It's free money that compounds over time. Investing in the S&P 500 is simple, but that doesn't mean people don't mess it up. Here are some classic mistakes to avoid. Not investing enough early on. The earlier you start, the better. Compounding works best over decades. Even if you can only invest $100 a month now, start. Trying to time the market. Some people wait for the perfect time to invest. Spoiler, it doesn't exist. The best strategy is to invest consistently no matter what the market is doing. Panic selling when the market drops. The S&P 500 goes up on average 10% a year, but some years are rough. If you sell during a downturn, you lock in losses. The key is to stay in the game. Ignoring fees. High fee funds eat into your profits over time. Stick with low cost index fund like VFIAX or VOO. Checking your portfolio too often. Watching your portfolio daily will only stress you out. The market has ups and downs. Just trust the process and check in occasionally. The bottom line, stay the course, invest consistently, and let time do the work. The S&P 500 has been building wealth for investors for nearly a century, and it can do the same for you as long as you stay patient and disciplined. Hitting that magical $1 million mark with the S&P 500 isn't just a dream, it's a real possibility if you stay consistent, patient, and stick to the plan. The beauty of this strategy is that you don't have to be a stock picking genius or time the market perfectly. You just need to keep investing regularly, reinvest your dividends, and trust in the power of compounding. Once you reach $1 million, the journey doesn't stop there. Your money will keep growing, and at some point, you can start using your wealth to fund the life you want. Whether that's an early retirement, traveling around the world, or simply having financial security for your family, the choice is yours. The key takeaway, start today. The best time to invest was yesterday, but the second best time is right now. The sooner you begin, the sooner your money starts working for you. So set up that automatic investment, stay the course, and let the S&P 500 do its thing. Your future self will thank you. If you have watched this far, thank you for your time. Do remember to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you in the next one.